Okay, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or anyone else who happens to come across this video. It's my intention there is something in here for everyone, and my readings are also timeless. So, yes. Okay, sorry. Think about where I was at. Um, I am here in my home. So that's a start. Um, I've chosen 3 cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and I'm going to pick some clarifiers from other decks, and to continue with the letting the universe choose a song. The title of your song today is "Rain in the Summertime," and thinking about this, so. So I am a fellow earth sign. And for me personally, I love the rain. And I know that there are a lot of people who don't, who think of rainy, cloudy days as, yeah, something not desirable. But when you think about rain in the summertime, like in the summertime, it's hot. Depending on where you live, it might be really humid. It's usually some places it can be quite dry. I live in a very dry area. I live in fire country, so it's it's shifting. I feel like it's about shifting your perspective around something that is normally perceived as not desirable and not good, but that in certain circumstances it's actually a blessing. It's a benefit in a major way. And yeah, the rain comes in the summertime. It's like it cools you off. It brings moisture when it's really dry, or it gives you a break from the humidity for a little while. uh Anyway, it can, I mean, if you get enough of it, it can put out fires, although in my area it's not ever really enough. But ultimately, something in your life is that you might normally think of as not so great is actually a huge blessing. So anyway, we start the reading with flexible in the protection position. Um, and this is it's about needing to not be so rigid around an idea, around your thinking of things needing to be a certain way. Very much about needing to release control. And this came up for fire signs as well. You might have fire in your chart. But we also get the fates, which again is about needing to release control. That things line up in the right time when they're meant to happen. That you can't force things that aren't meant to be. I mean, you can try, but the universe will put up a lot of obstacles and blocks. And then even if you do actually succeed in something, there's usually some kind of I can't think of the word, where, some kind of situation where you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be really great. I had this vision, and now it's actually, I'm realizing this isn't what I wanted, or it's not showing up in the way that I had pictured, and it's actually a burden. Um, and so learning to become flexible, learning, if you're dealing with somebody in your life, for example, learning how to release your expectations and meet them halfway. Like, how can you compromise where it benefits both of you, or it benefits everyone in the situation? And this card, the Fates card, in the book, talks about the Serenity Prayer, which is, God grant me the serenity to, I always forget this part. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And sometimes there are things you can control in your life, and having the courage to do what you need to do to make things better. But sometimes, yeah, things are totally out of your control. And you just have to release. You have to become flexible and learn how to move, be like a tree in the wind. Because being rigid, you're just gonna get knocked right down. And we get the leg up card, which speaks to people coming in who want to help you, who are being put on your path to assist you. That when you're holding on so tightly to controlling an outcome, that you might miss the opportunities, or someone shows up and says, hey, let me help you, I have an idea, and you're like, nope, shutting you down because that doesn't line up with what I think. And then you miss the opportunity. This is like the universe being like, hey, here's a little thing that can actually boost you. But you have to be open to it. You have to be willing to receive the help. And that all comes from releasing the control. So, and we earth signs, we like being in control, don't we? Very often. We like our physical comforts, and it can be challenging to be flexible, to release that control, especially when you have a vision, when you have an idea that you want to make happen. But ultimately, none of us ever really have control. We like to believe we do, and sometimes we have the illusion of control. But every so often, the universe comes along and is like, no, I'm just going to remind you that I'm in charge here, and I'm going to make something happen whether you want it or not. So be flexible. Okay, so I'm gonna clarify with the good tarot. One more little shuffle here. What's going on with this control? This help? Ace of Earth. Some kind of new beginning. Something that is based in physical reality that you're moving towards, that is going to lead to abundance. I feel like this animal, whatever it is, I don't know. Is it an elk? Is it some kind of antlered creature? It is able to be flexible, is able to, go and relax and eat the foliage, but in a moment's notice can turn and bolt if necessary. Has the antlers here, which can represent antenna, getting the downloads, knowing when you need to change direction, change course in some way. I know there's more to this card. I will look it up in a moment. Chariot. This is victory. This is moving forward confidently. This is moving forward after a fall. And doing the effort, putting in the effort and doing the work that's necessary to get to your victory. And it's interesting that I talked about that this animal can be hanging out, just, eating its food, and then suddenly needs to run. And this is like you getting those downloads from the universe of like, it's time to change direction, to move in a different way. And the two horses, with the black and the white are about balance. That to move to your victory, you have to figure out how to balance yourself, how to balance your life, how to balance. She's very balanced on this egg. Learning how to be flexible, knowing that it's really important to listen to your intuition, to follow those inner nudges, and to be very solid in what you know and who you are, but also to know that if you suddenly need to go, you can handle it, you can do it. And the two horses, they're not both facing the same direction, so it's about learning to kind of get the energies to, again, about the focus, to go in the same direction. That maybe things are feeling a little chaotic, that you're being pulled in different directions, and getting clear, allowing yourself to get those downloads so that you can get everything in alignment to move in the same direction. And it's a major arcana. Two of fire. Interesting. Okay. Two of fire. This is like, this card speaks to me about letting the universe guide you. That you could be feeling a little bit worn down. That maybe you've been trying to control something for so long that and it hasn't been working. You've been kind of fighting against, trying to swim up the current, upstream, against the current. And it has worn you out. And this is like the universe coming along and being like, hey, I've got a little comfy pillow for you. Come get on my back. I've got the light. You can just hang out and rest and recuperate, and I will lead you where you need to go. I will send you the people who are going to help you. And all you have to do is kick back, enjoy the ride, and allow and receive. I was noticing when I said interesting. So we have 19. 9 plus 1 is 10, which goes back to a 1. And the ace fell on top of that. Couple ones there. And then we have 17. So the 1 and the 7. The chariot is a 7. And the leg up is a 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. And then we got the 2 of fire. We have the kid who's doing his own thing. but really, the 1s and the 7s, the 1s speak about new beginnings. And the 7 is a very spiritual number. And so I'm feeling like to have your victory in this new beginning, you need to learn to rely on your higher power rather than thinking that it's all up to you, that you're the one who needs to control everything and micromanage everything. That you gotta release the reins and get into some kind of spiritual practice that helps you tap in to your intuition, to that innermost authentic part of yourself, because that is your direct line to your higher power, and that allows you to get the downloads, to get the messages that the universe is always trying to send you. You just might not have been hearing it, or you've been choosing to ignore it. So, okay. I want to look at Ace of Earth here real quick, because prosperity in its purest form, concrete results in the physical world, doing something that really, you're doing something that you can be successful in. And It's abundance made manifest as well. This new beginning is bringing in the abundance. You might start seeing it right away. It doesn't mean it's going to be like the windfall, but it's like seeing it's I mean, it says prosperity in its purest form, in its purest form. So prosperity, we often think of it as about being money, getting money, but prosperity can mean so many things. You can be prosperous in the people in your life who show up to help you, and prosperous in your spiritual practice and understanding that you are always getting the assistance you need from your higher power. That every moment there's the opportunity to see or hear or get the messages to help move you in the right direction. So many other things. It's prosperity is such a big umbrella, and learning to see how prosperous you are, even if you're not seeing tangible results right away, that you have manifested so much in your life already, and to take the time to have gratitude and appreciate where you've gotten up to this point. You've put in a lot of effort to get you where you're at. And appreciate yourself. Give yourself that pat on the back. Like, yeah, that's true. Like a year ago, I was in this place and now I'm in this place and it's so much better. So it's important to acknowledge the steps along your journey. Every so often, look back and look, compare where you're at compared to then. So, okay, Chariot, forward movement, victory. Yes, totally got that one. And then 2 of fire. I just want to see if there's anything I'm missing. Creative planning for the future. Starting a new thing, knowing that you can be abundant, and then allowing yourself to plan accordingly in a way that is inspiring, that taps into your creativity. Because when we're tapping into our creativity, we are tapped into our higher power, being inspired in spirit. We're getting the downloads. Also, mapping progress, trusting in the unknown. Like as you're being taken on this journey, your higher power is guiding the way, and you're kind of keeping an eye out, mapping your progress. Like I was saying, where you're looking back and seeing how far you've come, rather than comparing where you are to where you want to be, because that can make you feel a little bit like hopeless sometimes, like, oh my God, I still have so far to go. But when you're looking back at where you've been and how far you've come, that can really be like a boost, knowing like I have done a lot. Good for me. Yes, good for you. Okay. Going to Wisdom of Avalon. The wisdom. So much wisdom. You might have some fire in your chart. The cat, fire signs also got this. Independence, setting healthy boundaries. One of the things about this card is it talks about interdependence in the book, where it's a combination of teamwork with independence. Knowing what you bring to the table and standing in that, but also allowing others to bring something to the table, and knowing that together you're going to create something bigger than anything that you could create individually. The Swan. Transformation and trusting your psychic gifts. Wow. Yeah. You were going through this transformation. I kept saying, like the seven, the ones and the sevens. The one speaks to the transformation, beginning something new. A new cycle is going to transform you. It's a natural byproduct of beginning anything new because you learn as you go and that transforms you. But then trusting your psychic gifts come from your higher power. And when you tap in to your deepest, most authentic part of yourself, you're tapping into your intuition, you're tapping in to that part, that direct line to your higher power. So you're becoming empowered. You're empowering yourself. Okay. Looking to see if there was more number stuff. Not in this moment, although we have another 17 here. Leadership and pride. I think this is about needing to release your desire to have a certain outcome, that there's some kind of pride, some amount of pride that you feel around being successful, around needing to have things turn out in a certain way. That your pride is getting in your way, holding you back. That to be an effective leader, you have to be flexible. You have to be willing to receive as well as give, because you're receiving the messages from others. You want to be willing to listen to the feedback. In a how do I say it? It's like, rather than smiling and nodding and doing what you want anyway, it's like really considering what people are saying, what they're bringing to the table, and understanding that they are bringing something that you may not know that could really help you become an even better leader and help make a situation better for everyone. Okay, go into the Oracle Tarot. Follow your dreams. We have another one, an ace. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, you're doing something that is really lighting you up. Lighting you up. It's exciting. And you have a vision. And that's really good because that's what helps drive you forward. But we have to come back to this, which is that whatever your vision is, know that it will most likely get altered. In any journey that we begin, hey, Daydreaming and Tarot, welcome. So good to see you too. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you are most likely going to encounter things on your journey that are going to force you to pivot, where you're going to suddenly get new ideas, new downloads, where that you kind of get course corrected. And had you not started the journey, you wouldn't have known that that needed to happen. But always there's a point when we're like, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way before. I'm going to head over in this direction. But it's still part of your dream. It's just needing to be more flexible with it. Okay. Okay. And then we get status surge. Another one, another ace, another beginning. Knowing that no matter what happens on this journey, no matter what obstacles you face, where you might feel like sometimes you get cut down, that you can stand back up. You have it in you to have victory. Melinda Alvarez, hello, welcome. You're heading towards your victory. Confidently, status surge, because you are learning to be flexible, setting your pride aside, and becoming this leader. It's this fair and just leader that takes everyone's best good into consideration. That boosts you. Huge boost. So great. Whatever you're doing, it's big. I mean, oops, takes you to the abundance, ultimate happiness. What else does it have? Awards, camaraderie, affection, camaraderie. Being a good leader. You have affection with your followers, with the people around you who want to boost you to your success. And feeling so good about who you are, because you are being authentic, and you know that you're showing up with integrity, with dignity, to cut away what is not correct for you or others in a situation. And that it magnetizes people to you, because it's all energy. If you're being rigid, you're trying to maintain control, people feel that, and it pushes them away. They're like, I don't know what's up with that person, but I don't want to go towards them. People want to move into the sun. And I think that you're moving forward victoriously, getting the balance within yourself and in your life. Wow. Yeah. Yes, that's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to end with the numerology deck. You're in your Queen of Swords energy. Yeah, I mean, this is an ace, but this reminds me of a Queen of Swords. Like, you're going to cut away whatever doesn't serve. Setting those healthy boundaries. Pull this out. Setting those healthy boundaries. Queen of Swords is very good at that. Because the Queen of Swords has been hurt, has gone through it, and has learned the lessons, and is like, not doing it again. I know what's right for me. And I think she makes an excellent leader. Having perseverance, because you're starting this new journey. You are going to hit some obstacles along the way. That's what happens in life. That's what life's all about. It's how we learn. But knowing that you can get through anything, you have the power. You have learned your lessons, or you are in the middle of learning lessons. I mean, we never stop learning lessons, right? Synchronicity. This comes back to what I was saying, where the universe lines things up for us in such synchronistic, serendipitous ways. The people that we need show up when we need them and give us that boost to help us in our journey, to move us to our greatness. Spiritual career. Yeah. I mean, it all comes back to remembering that you're not doing this um, alone. You don't this whole journey you're on is because you are learning to listen. You are learning to get the messages from your higher power and really learning to tap into that. And that is what's going to help you be able to turn around and help others. A spiritual career. I mean, it speaks to me of helping others in a spiritual way from a place of integrity that people are going to see that you've made it through, and they're going to want to follow you because they see that you've mastered things, your lessons. Melinda, I'm a narcissist empath. It's not bad though. It served as a catalyst for loving myself. Miss my dad. I hope he is proud of me. Catalyst for loving yourself. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I think as an empath, it can be very easy to fall into to have narcissistic tendencies. I mean, in a sense, we all kind of do. I work with cancer patients and inpatient pediatrics. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you are helping people through really an intense time in their life. And when you can hold the space for them, when you can see the bigger picture and be like, this is happening for some reason. There's something to be gained out of this. And not everybody makes it, but they do learn something. And I fully believe that sometimes we don't even really understand or learn the lesson until we've moved on to whatever is beyond this life. Your dad passed. You talk to him and you can hear him sometimes. It's new, fuzzy hearing. You think it'll be clearer. That's really cool. Yeah. Again, tapping in to that part of you, to that spiritual part that is connected, that has that direct line. And yeah, you start to get the downloads like from your dad. You start to understand things in a whole new way and gain that new perspective. So, sounds like you're on a really powerful healing journey, healing stuff from your dad. You hope he's proud of you. It makes me think that maybe there were some feelings about not feeling like he was proud of you. But I've heard a lot of stories of, mediums telling people like, no matter how your parents showed up for you in life, they want you to know they love you and they are so proud. So I would be willing to guess that yes, he really is. Oh boy, yeah, husband stuff. Yeah, we all have stuff to work on, don't we? There's always going to be relationships in our life that that challenge us, and that's a part of our growth. To know that you work with what's given to you, and you do your best to work through it. Own your part, forgive where you can, and always try to keep moving on and up. So I wish you well, Melinda. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I wish everyone peace of mind, peace of heart, peace of soul. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and night and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.